as she did a couple of dance moves in the middle of the room. Laura made herself smile back, recognising the song as one she'd been hearing with regular monotony on the local radio station. Nicky's sweet voice was low and unobtrusive, and Laura noticed Papa look fondly on as his granddaughter danced. Laura decided she'd ask for a concert from the 16-year-old before she and the others returned to Adelaide. Her stepmother, Georgie, was quite a pianist, and the music mother and daughter created together was beautiful. Laura knew she had to savour the day. These gatherings didn't happen with the frequency they should, not since her dad and Georgie had left Nambina. Today was even more special, though. Her papa, Howie, had asked Laura to organise it, saying he had an important announcement to make. She didn't know what he was going to say, and the rest of the family appeared to be as much in the dark as she was. Laura played with a champagne glass in her hand, feeling nervous. Her own news was big enough, let alone whatever Howie was going to drop on them. She'd picked up the phone to call her boyfriend, Josh, about 100 times since yesterday. She wanted to tell him he was going to be a dad, but she kept disconnecting before he'd had a chance to answer. She was so mixed up. Her dream was to have an impact on the agricultural industry and to farm at the same time. And she was already making a difference, she felt, as a member of several local committees. But could she do all she wanted and planned with a baby in tow? One moment she was sure she'd manage, and she'd imagine taking a pram into a meeting, and the baby playing quietly or sleeping while she helped with something important and useful, like having trial plots on Nambina, liaising with research and development companies, offering her stock as guinea pigs for the good of production. There could be field days on Nambina with her showcasing the results. But of course, babies didn't always do what their parents wanted. And in the next moment, she'd be positive she couldn't do it. She'd envision the baby screaming and being unable to settle it, while her colleagues looked on with disdain or sympathy. At these times, she wondered whether it would be better for all concerned if she had a termination. And then there was Josh. She shook her head. In her mind, she'd had the conversation with him 1,000,000 times, and it never went well. A recent incident at the pub hadn't helped. Laura and Josh were eating dinner with Josh's half-sister, Meghan, who happened to be Laura's best friend. Also there that night was a family with a newborn baby. The little boy was crying, and the mother, who looked exhausted, couldn't calm him down. Meghan had gone over to help and brought the baby back to their table. To Laura's surprise, the normally understanding Josh was annoyed. "Don't bring that screaming bundle of noise over here," he'd said. "Can't you see how tired that poor woman is?" Meghan had answered. "Someone needs to give her a break, even if it's just for 5 minutes." "Shouldn't come out in public if they can't stop it crying," Josh responded, taking another slug of his beer. "Wrecks the whole night for everyone else." Meghan had shaken her head with an exasperated smile and rolled her eyes at Laura. Her grin changed to triumph when the little boy burped long and loudly, then stopped crying. His eyes fluttered, and within minutes he was asleep. "There," she cooed. "That's better, isn't it? You can go to sleep now." She took the baby back to his mother, settled him in the pram, and waved away her grateful thanks. Laura pulled herself away from the memory. She knew Josh could react either way to her news. Maybe he would be angry, but maybe he wouldn't. After all, he helped create the child. And what would Howie say? What would her family say? She glanced around the room. Howie, at the ripe old age of 78, leaned on his walking stick, warming his bones by the fire as he talked intently to Sean, Laura's father. Nicky had joined them. Not far away sat her youngest sister, Poppy, headphones jammed on her ears. Laura could hear the pumping music from where she stood, many metres away. A trip to the country didn't suit the 14-year-old, and she seemed determined to block it out as much as possible. Laura knew with certainty that her family wouldn't judge her. So what was she worried about? The fact she wasn't sure she wanted to keep the child? She wasn't ready? She gritted her teeth, furious at herself. How could she be thinking along those lines when she had such a supportive...